major components of a semi-automatic. The major components of a semi-automatic. You have the frame, you have the action, you have the barrel. Okay. Remember this right here. The frame is everything that is constant on your weapon that does not move. That is the foundation of your weapon. Okay. Action is everything that shows movement, everything that can move, that shows action. And then you have the barrel. Okay. The barrel is what's inside the slide assembly. All right. So the first thing we want to do is understand that there's a single action and there's a double action. All right. All right. Double action is when you can just pull the trigger. All right. And the hammer will go back and the hammer will fall all of one trigger pull. Okay.
That's what I have.
That's double action.
Nice.
Okay. Now, a single action is when you have to physically cock the hammer back in order for it to fire. You have to physically cock it back and then pull the trigger. If you do not cock the hammer back first, that weapon will not fire. Okay? That's in single action. All right? So double action is what the standard semi-automatic have.
Ours is actually single.
You have to cock it. You don't have a hammer in there.
Oh, yes, there is.
I didn't know until I took it apart.
Are you talking about? Oh yeah, that's the. But no, but the trigger pull. No, but the trigger pull is what pulls the hammer back and release the hammer forward.
It won't go unless you rack it. This
Hold on.
is actually single action.
Hold up. I want to see. I want to see that. When we get out to the range portion, we're gonna see. All right. It's probably acting like that because it's not a round and not a. Have you fired it already?
Yeah.
Yeah, we fired.
Oh yeah.
And you had to rack it each time you fire.
No.
Okay.
But it knocks the hammer back after you fire it.
Okay, but the trigger pull automatically takes the hammer back and release it back forward.
No, that hammer was already back. You
Really?
saw it when I took it apart.
Let's see what it does when we go to it.
That thing's technically, in my opinion, is a single action weapon. That's why they put that grip safety on it.
It's a double because if you could just pull that trigger and the weapon fires, then technically that's a double because the hammer.
Well, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of in the middle. It's a weird type of.
Okay.
I mean, because you can't. Okay.
So the first thing I want you to do is go ahead and pick up your weapon, and let's go ahead and go on the outlines of the frame. Okay. Go ahead and point to the trigger guard. Where's your trigger guard? Excellent. That is your trigger guard right there. Go ahead and point to your front scrap. Front scrap.
Oh.
Exactly. That is your front scrap.
So
No, you're fine. Go ahead and point to your grip.
That's my grip.
That's your grip. All right. Point to your back scrap. Excellent, excellent. Those, and you have an internal hammer, okay? Mm-hmm. So we're not even worried about that right now because that'll be part of your action group, which we were about to go right there. Now, remember what we said, action group is everything that moves. Action group is everything that moves, okay? So, on the action group, show me action with your slide. Beautiful. Lock the slide to the rear. Lock it to the rear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, I got problems.
You're fine.
With that. My hands are small, so I can't reach it.
Okay, now that's fine. Okay. I'll hold the weapon. Yeah, there you go. All right, wonderful. All right, release the slide to the front.
Push it down.
Get your finger out the trigger.
No.
Get your finger out the trigger guard. It's okay. Let it try.
This is just.
Oh, that's what he wants.
That's the
Yeah.
slide. Come on, we
I thought you wanted me to slide it off.
All right, there we go. Okay, now go ahead and show me action with your magazine release button. Magazine release button. There you go, magazine in. Good, good, perfect, perfect. Go ahead and show me action with your trigger. Beautiful, trigger moves, wonderful. And, well, we already got an internal hammer, so we're not worried about that. That's good. Now, Let's break that weapon apart. Go ahead and disassemble your weapon. It's all good. That is your disassemble lever. Good. And slide it out. Wonderful. Now, once you break that weapon apart like that, now go ahead and put your frame down. Wonderful. Now go ahead and take your recoil spring out. Wonderful. Go ahead and take your barrel out. Beautiful. You're doing great. You're a great teacher over there, brother. You're doing great. That's right. That's good. You're a great teacher, man. All right. Now, what I want you to do is pick up your barrel. Good. Go ahead and release. Put down your slide assembly. Beautiful. Your barrel has two ends. All right. The front end of your barrel, where the projectile come out of, is called what?
Muzzle.
Muzzle. Out, doggone standing. And the other end of your barrel is called what?
I'm not sure. I've got to look.
It's not up there.
Is there an actual word for it?
Yes, it is.
Huh?
Starts with the C.
I have no idea.
Chamber.
Chamber. Okay.
Chamber. Okay. Now, grab one of your dummy rounds. Where's one of your dummy rounds? I want you to put that dummy round inside your chamber. That's how it sits inside the weapon when it's assembled.
Okay.
All right. The chamber houses the round, waiting for it to fire. The center of that dummy round is what they called a primer. Okay. That primer is what, pick up your slide assembly. Good. Inside your slide assembly, what you don't see is a firing pin. Could you tell me where that firing pin comes out of?
I think it's in there, isn't
No, the firing pin is not. It's in your slide assembly. All right. If you hold your firing assembly, you see this little back circle right there? That's the back of your firing pin.
it? Okay.
Now look in the front right there. You're going to see a little circle, a little hole. That is where your firing pin comes out of.
Okay.
When that hammer falls, that hammer hits that firing pin moves forward, and the tip of the firing pin hits the primer of your ammunition. The primer of your ammunition then explodes. It's like a ignition, that you have gunpowder inside of your ammunition. That gunpowder explodes, and it then swells up your chamber to where it pushes or forces the projectile or the bullet out of its casing. Okay? The reason why your case swells up is to prevent blowback. Okay? To prevent blowback. Now, that's why you see all the fire comes out of the muzzle end. That makes sense to you? Mm-hmm. All right? The projectile then travels through your barrel, and it leaves in a rifling or spiraling motion towards your target. That makes sense? So inside your slide assembly, you have your firing pin. All right? Your barrel is going to be in there as well. Okay? So when you start breaking it down, now you know what you're looking at. But as far as field disassemblies, that is the farthest that you will break that weapon down. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you learn